Jackie, how important is the next 6 or 7 games to get the Red Sox on the right track?
I think it's more important to start with today. Don't worry about the next 6. Obviously, we'll kind of worry about those once we get to them. But we gotta win today.
Hey, Jackie. Beyond the baseball stuff, what was sort of the most unique part of playing here yesterday?
Beyond baseball stuff?
Well, I mean, it was kind of a crazy game, obviously, but I mean, what about the environment, the stadium, the atmosphere that was different maybe than Major League games or your other Major League games?
Knowing that it was a soccer field or football field. The stadium's constructed a little differently, but other than that, it was amazing. It's a great atmosphere. It's probably the most fans we've ever played in front of. I know it's difficult for us center fielders seeing early on, but that's no different than any other, sun field at certain times. But I enjoyed it.
Was the difficulty seeing because of the roof or the sun coming straight down or what?
No, it was the sun.
Okay.
The sun. I don't really think the roof had much to do with it. Actually, one ball I actually kind of basket caught was actually lost it in the lights. They weren't on, but there's tiers to the lights, so there was openings at each one, and kind of just lost it in that and just tried to kind of bear with it.
Hey, Jackie, what about the turf? It looked like it really played fast. I mean, when balls got into the gaps and into the corners, they just shot out.
Yeah, I mean, it played well. It's not the fastest turf that I've seen play, but I didn't think it was too bad. I thought it played pretty decent. I honestly think probably the Arizona Diamondbacks turf is probably quicker.
A few more for Jackie. Jackie, Alex called your game yesterday. At the plate, it feels like the best you've looked this season. You've been hitting him up for probably the last 30 games. What are you seeing right now at the plate?
A little bit of everything. I'm just trying to focus on my game plan, execute what I'm, working on, and staying consistent. That's the main key. That's the recipe to be successful at this game, is to be as consistent as possible.
Jackie, in your view, who's taking over the leadership role of Dustin?
Can you say that beginning part?
Who's taking over the leadership role of Dustin?
I don't think there needs to be any set person that takes over any leadership. We all have leadership qualities, and there's different ways of going about it. Whether you're a vocal leader, whether you're a guy who leads by example, or somebody who just needs to pull somebody aside. There's everybody that can have a hand in that, and I think that's what makes this team the way they are, because there's no one guy that you're going to look to. We look to each other because we're a team.
Bob?
Hey, Jackie, next year the Cubs and Cardinals come here. Any advice or tips you'd give to some of your buddies on those teams, and would you like to come back yourself?
Only advice I can give is, I guess, make sure you hydrate really well. Try to work on the sleep patterns ahead of time. It's a long flight, but we as a team who plays on the East Coast traveling to the West Coast, those flights are pretty long as well. But I just think the the time change is what gets us more than anything. Other than that, I think the body's pretty resilient. It'll find ways to cope with the things that it needs to do. And what was the second part of that question?
Would you like to come back?
Yeah, I love London. I mean, it's amazing. I've enjoyed my time here. I know my family has as well. It's my second time getting to come to London, and both times I've had nothing but positive experiences. So I love it.
Jackie, we know Yankees-Red Sox forever. Could be a 17-13 game and could be a 4.5-hour plus game. But do you think there was any other elements just with atmosphere, air, stadium, turf, any of that mound that contributed to what we saw yesterday beyond just the way your guys' teams are built and the way you typically play?
It's a good question. Yesterday was one of those games where I honestly don't think many of us could really put a finger on, what truly happened. It was definitely a very, very offensive game, back and forth, a lot of runs scored. So to answer your question, I don't know. I really don't. But I'm sure it was exciting for for everybody in the stands.
Hi, Jackie. You had a visit pre-game yesterday from the Duke and Duchess of Sussex, their Royal Highnesses. How did that make you and the boys feel before the game?
It's amazing, especially when you're getting phone calls, texts, and everybody from back home. I got a text from one of my friends was like, "I can't believe you got to share the same oxygen." Yes. So everybody thinks it's a real big deal, and it was amazing getting to meet them, and hopefully get to meet them again in the future.